Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about food. It comes in such a variety of shapes and flavors. No matter who you are or what you are, you will partake in food. And while it's hard for people to agree on things normally, I believe that most of us will agree that this TikTok chef I have discovered goes a bit too far. And to just give you a taste of what you guys are in for, let me show you his refrigerator. Yep, that is a refrigerator full of testicles. Raw testicles. You can probably see what sort of cooking we're dealing with. And, yet again, if you happen to be eating food at the moment you are watching this video, I implore you, come back later. Do not ruin your food. I happened to make that mistake when I first discovered this TikTok page. Unfortunate times. Now, of course, the question of the day is, who is this person? Well, he is a TikTok creator by the name Butterdog. Now, with a name like that, one would expect their cooking to involve a lot of butter. However, that is not the case. And even calling it cooking is highly debatable. Also, before we get started, I feel I should note, this creator has been covered by a few others in the past. About a year ago, Moist Critical and August the Duck covered this person. So if you want to go over and see how Butterdog's actions over a year ago compare to what he's doing now, those would be videos that might interest you. But enough of that. I think it's time I show you some of this person's craft. So let us start diving.
You are not invited to Christmas dinner unless you bring mac and D's. That is a delicious air fryer recipe using cheese and D's nuts. I bring this every single year for my family at Christmas and they love it. And today I'm going to show you how to make it. All you're going to do is open up your testy fridge and dump your testy into the sink, just like that.
Oh, good lord. When I was curating some of these videos, I had my computer muted. I wasn't listening to his voice at all. But hearing it now, oh, wow, that is annoying. And I know that's not his real voice either. He's putting on an act for the camera with this voice. You can go over to his YouTube channel and he sounds normal. Why are you putting on this extremely abrasive voice? Is it perhaps because you're playing a character and it gets you views and attention? Maybe. But outside of that, I didn't mention this with the testicle fridge the first time I showed it, but just storing raw meat directly on the shelves of the fridge itself? That is so much cleanup you have to do. That's ridiculous. Like, unless you have legitimately bought a second fridge purely to use to store testicles. But despite all that, I do have to give him a bit of credit. Mac and D's is a fairly creative name. The dish itself is absolutely atrocious and an offense to every culinary thing in existence. I would pay top dollar to see Gordon Ramsay actually look at this person's videos.
Once you have a few that you really like, you're going to put them in your air fryer and spread cheese on the top. Seriously, guys, your family will love this. After about 8 to 10 minutes on high, you should have a nice cheese crust on your nuts, just like that. And you're going to pull your nuts out of the air fryer and they should be piping hot, but do not worry, guys. You're going to let it sit for around 10 minutes before you serve it to your family. Growing up, I would always eat this delicious recipe, so I really am so happy to share this delicious treat with all of you guys. Make sure you plate it and give it a nice try.
Now if my eyes doth not betray me, that bite is just cheese. I wonder why someone would not want to take a bite out of Mac and D's. I could never guess. But this right here leads me into something that I have noticed with his videos: food waste. He uses all of this cheese and all of these testicles to create this dish and then doesn't even bother to eat it. That is wasteful. And unfortunately, this seems to be a bit of a commonality among these engagement baiting TikTok chefs. But perhaps this might just be a problem with a single video. So let's go take a look at some more. This entire video here is very clearly rage bait. I didn't even know you could get a whole head of a cow, but trying to coat that in whole Takis in a sink and then eating a Taki off of the skinned head of a cow? Why? Well, I know why, because it gets views. But we all know damn well that food is going straight into the trash after you finish recording. So there is yet more food waste. However, changing angles away from the food waste, I mentioned how his content is engagement baiting. By trying to draw people in with this caricature of a chef and these absolutely repulsive dishes. Let me just give you some more examples. Feet loaf made of raw ground beef, and he's actually eating it toe by toe. Yeah, that's repulsion. And if you look at the comments, most of them are about how they wish they had not clicked on that video. But regardless of how people feel about the content, the fact that they came in the door and pushed engagement numbers up means he succeeded. The disgust bait worked. But sometimes he'll add another layer of complexity to his disgust bait. Something along the lines of this. Alright, I like Mexican cuisine, and I have friends who are Mexican. I have never heard any of them talk about a dish such as this. And speaking of this, what did he just dump into that sink? What is that? What did he bite into? I cannot identify that mystery lump for the life of me. If you have any ideas what that might be, please let me know what that is in the comments below. I need to know. But that's not the last time he said, "You're not Mexican if you do not make whatever atrocity he is making on camera." In the most recent video he posted, at the time of recording, he did just that again. And he also did it with gelatin, which I had not featured in one of the clips so far. Gelatin and testicles are his main staples. So let me show you this gelatinous monster.
You're not Mexican if you've never had chicken feet horchata. That is a delicious sink horchata recipe from my childhood, and today I'm going to show you how to make it right at home.
I must say, he does a phenomenal job at making the most insufferable voice imaginable. I must also mention, it's actually fairly creative to mix the sink into the repulsion factor of the videos, because by doing it in the sink, the cleanup process should be easier.
This right here is Abuela's secret recipe. You are going to love it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say he did not drink whatever was in that cup.
All you're going to do is grab your tub and basically just fill it with water and then mix in your gelatin just like that, guys. We will need a lot since there's a ton of water. And then once you have it nice and mixed, you're just gonna plop your chicken feet in it just like that. Growing up, I always loved when Mima would put my feet in a bath of gelatinous water, and then you're just going to transfer it for your fridge, and then a day later you're gonna pull it out and it should look something just like that, guys. So yummy, so delicious. And then you're just gonna flip it on the counter just like that. This is probably the most fun and satisfying part of the recipe, and you know you've done it right when it looks just like that, guys. Slide it in your sink and scoop it up with your cup. It's so fun.
Yeah, at this point, there's no chance that this account, this butter dog, is not a caricature. He is playing on the terrible TikTok chef. However, I feel like he's gotten himself in too deep, where it's hard to distinguish between satire and the real thing. Is that good satire, or have you just gone too far? But, satire or not, it does not change the fact that he is wasting a ton of food. While it's not to the level of that one lady who was preparing food in a toilet, because it's just the gelatins, the chicken feet, the testicles, Takis, so on. They're not super common food items, but at the end of the day, they are still food items. And aside from the food waste, even if it's satire, yes, these videos are still absolutely disgusting to watch. And while we're on the topic of disgust, there is one final video I want to show. If my significant other hid a testicle in what I thought was chocolate, I don't think the relationship could continue. It's done. It's toast. Be gone. I'm not a big fan of pranks in general, but any sort of prank that is messing with my food, that is a no-go zone. Do not do it. Do not mess with people's food. But I think I'm done with content that fills me with disgust for a while. However, I am curious. Let me know in the comments below what dish you think is the worst. And while I have those who are invested here already, I would like to ask your opinion on something. The process of making these videos has felt a bit rushed. So I've been pondering switching over to a once-a-week upload schedule so that I would be able to become more creative with how I edit my videos. I thought it would just be nice to hear what you guys have to think. But with that, the video has come to a close. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you dislike the video, leave a dislike. On your way out, you'll see that funny little subscribe button. I want you to smash it. Just like Butterdog smashed that testicle Ferrero Rocher. If it happens to be your birthday, happy birthday. If not, have a wonderful day. Bye.